Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, John the Date, Dr. Clark. And y'all, conversations are not difficult. People are. I'm going to say it again, just in case one of y'all just got a notification. You ain't hear a thing I said because you were too busy trying to figure out what to respond back to with the text. Conversations, delicate conversations, they're not difficult. People are. So what do I mean by that? Y'all, I teach couples on a daily basis about just delicate conversations, personalized conversations. And I usually get the same energy. I usually get the same vibe from every couple about some delicate topics. What do I mean by sensitive or delicate topics? I mean sex. I mean money. I mean financing. I mean satisfaction. I mean love language. I mean all these types of things. And I read the body language of the couple. I read the doubt of the couple. I read the hesitation of the couple whenever they're presenting it, whenever they're talking about it, whenever they're trying their best to converse with the partner. But guess what? The conversation is still there. The issue is still there. The delicate part of it is still there. The challenge is still there. But the people are. So think about it this way. What if I had a trick? What if I had a way to keep you mindful that the conversation does not have to be that difficult? It's you that's making it difficult. For instance, sex. The average couple nowadays, we don't talk about sex unless we're pissed off, unless we're intoxicated, unless we're high as a kite. We don't talk about how much we really want to be satisfied. We don't talk about that you're not pleasing me, or she's not pleasing me, or he's not pleasing her. We're not talking about those things. We'd rather discuss with other people. Why do we rather discuss it with other people? Why are we not talking about it in our household? Because we're making it difficult. We're making it so challenging. We're making that conversation so negative. We're making that conversation so uncomfortable that how dare you bring it up unless you got an attitude? How dare you bring it up unless you're high as a kite? Or how dare you bring it up because you might be drunk? But y'all, I challenge you today. Yes, sex is something that's very personable, but you don't have to make it uncomfortable. You don't have to make it uncomfortable. Think about what I just said. Sex is a personal conversation, but some couples make it so uncomfortable to talk about it that we now set that tone, that we now set that vibe in our household, that if we have an issue, we're going to tread lightly around it. If we have an issue about something that we feel as though is going to be super challenging, we're going to beat around the bush. We're going to speak with other people about it. We're not going to speak with the person that we have the issue with, because we're now setting a tone in the household that says that it's too challenging, that says that it's too delicate, that says that it's too difficult to discuss. So think about it this way, because we think about every sex-like conversation that it must sound like this. Look, babe, you're not satisfying me. Like, look, you're just not doing enough. You ain't coming on to me. You're not being intimate, and I'm tired of it. That's how the average couple thinks and feels that a typical sexualized conversation is going to go whenever we present it in an issue format. But y'all, it does not have to be that way. Pay attention to the tone that I just was able to set. The tone I just set was, oh, shit, I don't feel like having this conversation with this man. I know he's going to be upset, or I know she's going to be upset. Or if I'm going to go ahead and say it, they're going to be on a rebuttal type tip, or they're going to be on defense, or they're going to have their guard up, and they're going to give you reasons to believe as to why they're acting this way. But when you set the tone that way, that's what they're going to do. When you show that you're going to be uncomfortable, that's what they're going to receive. When you give off that energy, like it's so difficult, like it's so nerve-wracking, like it's so bothersome to you, like it's such an irritable thing to discuss, then that's what you're going to get back in return. But what if you try this out? And of course, many people may argue that it doesn't work, but I could care less. I'm here to help my people. I'm here for you all. I'm here for you all to change the tone of the conversation. You know, babe, I was thinking the other day, we ought to step our game up a little bit. I was looking up something the other day, and I think we ought to add a little more spice. I got a little freak tip I want to do tonight. I got something smooth I want to try it out. What you think about this? Boom. So think about what I just said. Now, that vernacular, that type of vocabulary that I was using, that may not work in every household because not everybody is built with the urban swag or the urban flavor. So I say that for you all to be mindful of switching the game up. So what did I just say? I acknowledged that I had an issue, but the first thing I did was I was able to set the tone of the conversation. The tone that I just had with the conversation was not that I'm disappointed, was not that I'm distracted, was not that I'm considering looking at somebody else. The tone that I was able to set was, hey, you know what, babe? Let's try something different. I got something up my sleeve I want us to try out. I'm setting a tone that I want to make it more of an invitation. I'm setting a tone that I want to make it more of a we type thing. I'm setting a tone because I want more. I want some change out of our sex life. Not once is this person gonna start to feel like, well, damn, I'm boring. Well, he must be tired of me doing this, or she must be tired of me doing that. It's not. You now have this person's undivided attention. You now have set the tone in your household. You now have become intentional. You now have presented the issue. Now you're trying to present a solution. I'm gonna say it again, just in case one of y'all missed it. When you're trying to have these delicate conversations, take that damn term out, delicate. Take out the term challenging conversation. Take out the term difficult conversation and have that conversation. We make things awkward when we make things awkward. We make things awkward when we make things awkward. Stop speaking negativity into your success rate. Yes, sex can be a personal conversation, but nowhere does it say it has to be difficult. Nowhere does it say that it has to be difficult. Nowhere does it say that it has to be difficult. You're just being difficult. You're being scary. You're being pessimistic. You're not putting in the effort. You're causing your doubt that's in your energy, that's in your spirit, to rub off on other people. And when we rub off that negative energy on other people, guess what other people are going to do? They're going to feed onto that. And it's not just about sex. It's about asking or acknowledging for other issues in your relationship, in your friendship, in your marriage. And sex is not the main issue that the average person has. What about when we want to really improve on our communication? So imagine wanting to have a sit-down conversation with your man or with your woman or with your husband or with your wife because you feel as though that the chemistry is off when it represents your communication. So I'm going to start off with those 4 principles. I'm going to set the tone. Now, the first negative tone that people tend to have is, look, we really need to start on. We really need to start seeing a counselor. I'm tired of the way you speak to me. I'm tired of the way I speak to you. We just ain't resolving shit. So at the end of the day, guess what tone I just said? I said a tone that just said, look, I'm tired of your damn mouth. I'm tired of you talking to me any type of way. I know I talk to you a certain type of way because I'm going to do it because you're doing it. That's not going to make the average person want to come and see me, www.datedoctor.com, well, thedatedoctor.com. That's not going to make a person want to come and see me. That's going to make a person want to put their dukes up. That's going to make a person want to swing on you. That's going to make a person want to be defensive because the tone that I just set was a negative tone. And not to be confused with you all need to talk to each other like you're in a cartoon. That's not what I'm saying, so don't take it that way. I want you all to receive and take what I'm saying is switch the tone of the conversation. If you want the conversation to go well, then it needs to go well. If you want the conversation to be positive, then you be positive. If you want to get something out of the conversation, put something into that bad boy. So that's what I mean. If I want to acknowledge an issue about improving with my wife or with the husband or with the man or the woman about having better communication, then how about I set that tone? So now I'm going to be intentional. So now I'm going to set another tone. Hey, babe, you know what I was thinking the other day? I love you, and I know we ain't got the best communication, and I feel like, we can get to that better place, and I think we can. And, babe, I'm going to start doing better. I'm going to start talking to you a heck of a lot better, because I know sometimes when I get frustrated, I look at you like an enemy, and you're not my enemy. And I love you. You're my wife, or you're my man, or you're my husband, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend. And I want to start doing better with that. But I need your help. You think that's something, maybe we can probably start working on because, I see you in my future. I want to do better. I'm tired of looking at you like an enemy or a roommate. I want to look at you as my friend and my lover. So y'all pay attention to what I just said. I tried to set a brand new tone. I wasn't irritable. I wasn't an asshole. I wasn't being disrespectful. I wasn't being negative. I was now setting the tone, but I was still being myself. I was still being intentional. And also what I did, I threw in what I needed. I set the tone. I was intentional. I threw in something that I needed, but also I'm getting ready to throw out a possible solution. So at the end of the conversation, I now want to say words like, babe, how about, we kind of working those things together. That's the solution that I want to do. So after, we're trying our best to work on it and say if possible things are not working out, then maybe we can kind of consider a counsel. So with that being said, y'all, I just kind of went over 2 things that I think the average couple struggles with because we do struggling things. The average couple makes it difficult because we do difficult things. The average couple, we put so much negative energy into it because we're negative sometimes. I taught you all some things to ask for in reference to sex and also some things in reference to better communication. Y'all, I want to challenge you. If you want something out of having better sex or better communication or working on this or working on that in your friendship, relationship, or marriage, change up your tone. Change up your intent out of the conversation. Throw in some love into the conversation. Be respectful. Offer that solution and make a plan. Do those 3 or 4 things, y'all. And I think you all will be fine. So I'm going to say it again. Set the tone of the conversation. Notice you're going to go about it. Be intentional. That intentional is being positive. Don't be negative, because if you're going to be negative, you're going to already feel as though that the conversation is going to hell. And that's where it's going to go. So set the tone. Be intentional from a positive standpoint. Be very optimistic. Set the tone in reference to it. But, also, don't be afraid to throw in some love in regards to that. Throw in some respect in reference to that. And that 4th and final thing, don't be afraid to throw in a solution. Because too many times people complain all day. We can complain for 30, 45 minutes, but if we ain't got a solution, all it is going to piss off the other person, because all it sounds like you're doing is just complaining. Set the tone. Be intentional. Be positive. Throw respect in there. But throw in the solution. Make it an invitation. Make it a we moment. Make it fun, because I want the both of you all to win. But if y'all want to win, just go ahead and take it to court, where y'all going to be back and forth doing tit for tat. So at the end of the day, y'all, this is your boy, John the Dr. Clark. And the theme is, conversation doesn't have to be difficult. You make it difficult. Y'all have a good one. Make sure you share the video. A little food for thought for you.